I am going to be showing you tricks and hacks that will allow you to stack the deck in your favour so you can win when you can't really play. Not being able to run fast enough means you will never beat a professional athlete. But snooker is a game of chance to some extent, like it or not, and believe me, some people really don't like it. So maybe you've never really played snooker before, or you're looking to transfer your pool skills onto a snooker table. This video will show you how to take advantage of chance and strategic situations. If all else fails, at least you'll be able to beat your weird friends. So let me show you how to win when you can't really play. Now, of course, the first thing you're going to need to know how to do is hit the ball straight. Now, we've got a special marked ball here. So you can see exactly where we're hitting it, and you can hit it anywhere. You can hit it in the centre or anywhere around the outside of the ball. Now, if you hit it above centre, you will cause the white to follow the object ball and just continue through on its normal path. Now, hitting it in the centre or below, depending on the power, will start to make the ball stop or spin backwards towards you. Now, if you hit it with side spin, this will make the ball veer off course. See, we've got left hand side here, and spin off the cushions. Now, if we go to the right hand side, it will make it kick out to the left, come back to the right, and spin to the right off the cushion. And this effect is highly greatened if you strike down on the cue ball. So the shot we're going to look at playing is always just playing it just above centre. Not on the centre, just above, so we always get a natural follow-through shot. Now, if you imagine hitting it in between the red circles here in the white bit, so we always go straight nicely through like that. Think of this for a moment as not cutting back on the amount of shots you can play, but reducing errors. Reducing errors brings us nicely onto our second step, the power you're going to play the shot at. Now, I would say here, play every shot as slow as you can get away with, and this will help you in two ways. The first way is it will mean that the white will stay online a lot easier. You're going to be able to play it a lot straighter, a lot more simply. Now, one thing to bear in mind if you're playing over distance, a snooker table is rarely exactly flat, so you may want to play it with a bit more power just to make sure it stays straight. Okay, the second thing is the slower you play it, the easier it'll go into a pocket. Look at how wide that is, but it still drops in. Similar shot with power, maybe more accurate, jumps out the pocket. And this is because of the way the pocket's cut. As you hit a jaw, it forces the ball sideways across the pocket. Now, if it's over the edge of this lip, it'll drop in. But if it gets to a cushion at too much pace, it stays out. So that's the basics of how you're going to play the shots sorted. Let's look at the tactics of how to play the game. So let's start by stopping your opponent being able to pot anything with safety. Now, with safety, distance is your friend. A snooker table's 12 foot long, it's a long way to the other end. So at the start of the game, the reds being at this end, if you can get the white into the flashing area at the back of the table, it's making it a lot harder for your opponent to pot the ball. Now, granted, keeping the ball in this area may be difficult and maybe a struggle to do at times, but this is the basic way to play safe. This is how the chance element comes into the game. We're making sure our opponent's shots are going to be harder than ours, and this will benefit you greatly in the game. As well as keeping the ball as close to the cushion as you can, what you're also going to want to do is prevent any reds going over pockets. Now remember, any opponent you play who knows how to play the game will generally know how to do this quite well. So playing safe against them like this may not be the best idea, but it's good to know what your opponent probably will be trying to do every shot at the start of the game. So a much simpler way to start the game is to simply leave the white in the flashing area down here near the top cushion. Now, if there's reds down here, you probably won't be able to play this shot because you'll be leaving them on, but this does mean you can have a go at a pot at the same time. And as long as you don't get a double kiss or leave them on in any way, this will mean you have a much bigger chance of winning the game because you're leaving a lot less on. Now this doesn't always work, but it's worth considering. It's a hell of a lot simpler shot than playing back to bulk, and it'll frustrate your opponent. When there gets to only one object ball, your focus should probably change onto keeping that safe rather than making a hard shot like a snooker like this where the pot would easily go. So when there's just one ball, what you want to be doing is leaving it on a cushion where it can't be potted like this. Now ideally you want to leave it a distance, leave it harder, and you want to be playing it as simple as possible, because the last thing you want to be doing is playing a shot that may push the ball over a pocket. You do that and you'll very quickly lose the frame. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is only playing shots you're 100% certain you're going to pot given the choice. Now, there may come occasions where you can't do anything but go for a difficult pot, but in most occasions either play a simple pot if you've got it, or if you haven't, turn it down and play safe. And when you play those shots, only play them in a way that you're definitely going to pot the ball or giving yourself a high chance. And if there's no shot on, just simply play safe and don't worry about how long it takes or how long you're going to be playing waiting for another shot. The next step we're looking at is probably one of the most crucial. It's taking colours with every red you pot. Now, this doesn't matter what stage of the game you're at, you really want to be looking at playing a red, playing a colour, and then probably playing safe again. This will maximise the amount of points you can score in a game, and will also mean that your opponent doesn't get as much of a chance as you're having. So we're going to take a red, we're going to take a colour, and we're going to play safe. Now, important things to remember here. Obviously, if there's a chance to take more than one red and colour at a time, and it's very simple and it just naturally happens, then obviously do it. Don't play safe when you've got another easy chance where you think you're definitely going to pot the ball. But just let this happen naturally rather than try and force it in any way at all that makes you play a shot in a way that we suggested wasn't a good idea earlier. And then if after the second red and colour you're not on anything, you can simply just play safe again. Doing it like this, you can continuously watch your points stack up. Though do be careful about playing shots similar to this one that don't have any reward for potting the red and are missable and could lose you the game. And if you've just got to play safe afterwards, that's only 1 point rather than the 7 or however many you could have had. Remember, just one bad shot can lose you an entire frame, so you're going to have to be really, really careful every shot you play. Now, if you can understand how to do this next step correctly, it will massively help your game. This is shots to nothing. So if you see here, we've got a red over the pocket we can't see. We're going to play the other red, but if we miss it, we're going to leave that red on easily. So instead, we're going to play the same shot, bit harder, play down for the black probably. Still missed it, but we haven't really left anything simple on. And this will massively improve your chances if you can do it well. And you can do it more or less on every shot. Look at here, the two reds on the left-hand side. Easier shots, but if we play this one underneath the pink here, Watch where the white goes, nice and safe. If we miss it, that means that we are increasing our chances of getting a pot, and we're going to be safe whatever happens. And if you can do this on most shots, it will increase your chances of winning. And if we do pot it and we're not on anything, we can just play safe or a nice snooker from there. Now you can use this more or less anywhere. This red won't give it any chance of leaving the two reds down the table. This is another long red. You can have a go at the pot, same time as playing safe. It means you can take on some really tough shots, safe in the knowledge that you'll only be leaving the red you're playing. Now remember, you can always leave the red on you're playing. And if you have an easy chance to take a red in a colour, don't bash the ball up the table just to get it safe. Play for the colour if you can get it. Step 7 is simply not to panic. The chances are these tips I've given you will get you into some situations that you're just not ready for. And if you are playing someone better than yourself and you're winning, it's them that has everything to lose still, not you. So let's go through what we've learned. Always try to play the ball straight. Always play the ball as slow as you can. Only play pots that you know you're going to pot, unless they're going to go safe. And try and always take colours every time you get a chance to pot a red. This should all mean that you'll be miles better than anybody else who's never played the game much either. And against better opposition, you'll be able to give them a good game. And remember, you've only got to stay close. You don't have to win it, because if a game ends up with a situation similar to this, let's say I'm playing you, I'm 26 points in front, I just need the yellow to win. Now you'd think, well, looks like I'm going to win it, but look what happens. I leave you a chance. Now from here, you could easily win the game because all the balls are over the pockets, and this is the unique situation you get with snooker, that when you're at the table, it's your chance and your chance only. And if you have a chance like this, now maybe this wouldn't come up in a game, but it may come up as individual shots if you play the right safety shots. Now remember, of course, this will rarely beat a good player playing like this, but it will give you a chance. And remember, this is like a baseline. You can learn to do other bits of the game and slowly improve point by point, game by game, until you can beat better and better players. And it's understanding how to do this that will almost get you, if you like, on the bottom rung of a ladder, maybe even the second rung of a ladder. It'll just give you an advantage, like I said before, over everybody else who's never played the game before, and will mean you're winning games where you shouldn't be. And like I said, you just learn little bits and it improves your game, and all of a sudden you take one giant step in being able to play snooker. Now thanks for watching this all the way through, guys. I know it was a massively long video. Now if you want to learn some of that stuff and find out how to play the game a little bit better, then these two videos will show you how to do that. Thanks guys, see you later.